Hi, folks. My name is David as synthetic voice by Microsoft, of which brain is of Japanese named Nobu Osawa, so it is stupid and talking crap stuff to be continued for about 20 minutes, which is equivalent to the length of this footage. First of all, please subscribe. I would be confused, if you didn't, because I am to be kicked out by my Laotian wife who married me in Savannakhe, Laos about 10 years ago. Despite I am Japanese and this is in Japan, I am to be threw out by Laotian. Anyway, I had to hand what little money I have with all capital gain from investment trust to her, then there is only $300 from my blog left. Therefore I should find other resources to bring up living expenses for myself. I found it on YouTube channel at first, but unfortunately I haven't had less than 1,000 subscribers. That's why I strongly want you to subscribe, please. As you can see, I'm sorry, but the shooting scene is not good for down picture composition, which is continued to the end, so I hope that you expect and enjoy nice talking by David but nice scenery in this footage. Thank you. As you see the travel YouTuber, you could understand that they are very talkative, right? And I am also aiming for a travel YouTuber. Looking back to the time I was living in Savannakhe, Laos, I had made videos on YouTube channel which brought $30 a month for me at best. You would laugh at me for the little wage, but thinking about the living cost in Savannakhe, you can get a beer can at $1, so the wage was equivalent to that. The beer was treated to me every day by YouTube. Moreover, I made the clips by a little effort, and there was nothing such regulations that you should get subscribers more than 1,000 and more than 4,000 hours of watch time. I am shut in Japan by COVID-19, as you may be shut in your own country, coming to try to make videos for YouTube channel in Japan to train doing abroad, then I should change my eyes into foreigners them, seeing Japan by them to shoot scenery which is not catchy to Japanese but would be catchy to foreigners' eyes. Clips I made in Savannakhe, Laos were ordinary scenes from Laotian's view but were catchy to my eyes. That difference must lie in this situation. There is Shinjuku station of JR in the left and bus terminal in the right. If you are a budget traveler, it would be better to come here to get on a bus which you could find out wherever you want to go to at cheaper fare than other transportations, except the case that you have got a special ticket for travelers already, for example the unlimited ticket of JR for 7 days. Almost 100% of people passing through put on a mask. Contrary to me, I can't understand that putting on a mask out of doors is effective to prevent from COVID-19. Of course I have a mask with me, but I put it on only indoors where there are a lot of people. Oh. You should control your tongue. Nowadays Google AI could recognize what you remark. If you tell something that Google dislikes, you would get disadvantage of anything, for example monetizing in YouTube, if not your account is banned. Especially, they say you should be careful on remarks about health, money, religion, politics. I can't understand why politics is included. If you say that President Trump would be the next president in succession, that CPP might steal the election, and so on, such remarks would put you in a disadvantageous place. As for me, no matter what I say, no problem because I am David made by Microsoft, then Microsoft would be responsible for everything I said. Talking of Trump, the cap written logos as Trump and 2020 has done price collapse in Amazon. It would be ironic that the cap is made and sold by Chinese. Even if Chinese had controlled the election, they couldn't control the price collapse. One of Chinese cleverness I watched in Amazon Japan is that they price only $1 on their goods with higher shipping charge, contrary to that common charge is for nothing from China to Japan in Amazon, then they don't have to pay higher commission to use platform of Amazon. Moreover, they could refund only $1 to claim, though most customer figure out such trick. COVID-19 makes people go and come in Shinjuku street much fewer. A little bit later, you will see Kabukicho, which is one of the most bustling areas in Japan, but there are not lots of people walking for both daytime and COVID-19. I will come to shoot the scenery at night in near future. Kabukicho is ranged behind Shinjuku Ward Office. It looks to be an odd combination that administration and amusement business is located in the same area, especially, some of the amusement business are illegal and managed by Yakuza, which must be something to be isolated from administration as public service. There are many signboard for heads up which says that you never follow who recommends you reasonable bar. For example, he would tell that all you can drink is for $3,000 in 2 hours. As it is, The charge doesn't included ladies' drink, appetizer, and ice cubes, of which only one could cost $5,000. When you check after drank and ate, if you refused the ridiculous charge, the badass fellow would appear to force you to pay. But no problem, because such a boom was taken up that some YouTuber went to such bars, proving safe, returning with payment of only the rate the barker said before. However, you should endure the terror by the gangstar while you were haggling with the thug over the charge. That is to say, it is too risky for Yakuza to take it back with illegal action for 2-hour drinking. It is good for them that only cowards pay all the ridiculous charge. By the way, I have been working as an administrative scrivener, which is licensed by Japanese government to make official documents and apply for admissions since I came back to Japan 5 years ago from Savannakhe, Laos, and I saw a lot of foreigners want to go to Japan. Actually, I applied for long-term visas for foreigners. Now, I quit the job for retirement in the second. The first was when I lived in Savannakhe, Laos with my impatient Laotian wife, who have misplaced doubt and anger with me, for she thinks I have affair with other girl. Despite I go out for the job, she thinks I go out to meet a lover. Ties one of I quit my job. How insane it is. Then, as I said before, I handed all capital gain from investment trust to her as living expenses. As to me, I have $300 from my blog. That is, I am struggling to stand up from scratch. I have an experience that I met a Japanese living in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, whose earnings is only $150 a month from rent of 3 rooms, which he constructed by himself. His passport and visa expired long ago, living among Cambodia as Cambodia do. No, nowadays there are rich Cambodian living richly, so his living style is more miserable for $150. It means that you could live with $150 a month, much more $300, which is what little money I have, ha ha ha. However, I won't go to Cambodia or the Philippines until I get more money of $1,000. I'm not such a dreamer that I think I will earn $1,000 from YouTube in a year, but I'm such a realist that I think I will earn $200 from YouTube in a year. 200 plus 300 equals 500, so I should earn 500 more for going abroad. Frankly speaking, I have earned more than $500 already, even though I quit the job, because I'm working as a consultant for international affairs, which lies in the extension of my former job, but I want to keep it for my kid. Anyway, I want to try to stand up from scratch by myself. Life is a game. I'm enjoying myself. Even though I am 55 years old, I restarted my new game. There is Kabukicho on the right. We are about to turn to the right entering Kabukicho, but there would be nothing special for daytime and COVID-19. Here we are. Most bars and shops have not opened yet. As you can see, there are some game shops. I won't go today, but there are many bars managed by LGBT in the next area over there. There are colored blinded shops which look very odd to your eyes, much more to foreigners' eyes, which says information office for nothing, that guides you to nice shops in which there are girls you can talk with or play with. This system is that the office leads you to a shop to get some commission from the shop, but some shops ask you the commission back. In the beginning, such offices were set up with demand that you want to know nice bars but rip-off bars. Now, some rip-off bars have come to manage such offices for themselves to lead you to their bars. There is a police box in the corner between this area and the next area called Kabukicho Nichome, in which you never see men complain and argue with thugs out of rip-off bars without coming there, but police officers can do almost nothing for no intervention in personal affairs. Then, in case you face such a situation, what you should do would be just going out without payment after you left your contact address, which proves you had intention to pay if only it was reasonable. If you got illegal action from the thug, it would be better for you got reason to the police at a time. We are about to see 2 fellows standing separately, not only them but also many men waiting for you, especially at night, who ask something to you to lead a bar or to sell banned goods. I would enjoy talking with such fellows abroad, much more while I traveled alone. It was nice to kill time and to relieve loneliness. But, the fewer I have such chances, the more Chinese travel abroad with their richness. For example, when I was walking in the Patpong Bangkok, Thai pimps who could see me as a Japanese to bypass me, seeking for Chinese, ha ha ha. If you are not an Asian, you couldn't discern me as a Japanese from other Asians, but Asians could discern Japanese and Chinese and Korean with higher possibility. He told me that there are DVDs, which means banned porno movies in it, I can't believe there is still demand to let them eat, but actually here are they, proving there are people who want such DVDs. There is a fellow standing again in front of me, who told me the same thing as the former guy said. We came here to west from Kabukicho, located to east from the Shinjuku station, crossing under a girder bridge of JR Railway. The signboard says Remember Street, in which there are old-fashioned restaurants and bars. Actually those let me remember the Showa era when I was a kid. If you want something to eat and drink at a reasonable price, it would be better to come here. In the last half of 1980, Japanese economy was in full blossom, so-called bubble. There were many land sharks who wanted to buy land like here to resell them in a block. It is wonder why these land left not to be taken up. I'm very sorry for the downward picture composition. I was using a neck strap which suspends a GoPro from my neck. If I had a smartphone, I would have made such mistakes checking the picture composition on the monitor. As I said in the former clip, my wife took up my iPhone 7 which I bought from her when she bought a new one, and she got a misplaced doubt that I might have affairs with a woman. I have an old smartphone which can't download the GoPro app to check the picture composition. Be patient please, I will be accustomed to shoot scenery with the GoPro day by day. In the west area from Shinjuku station, there is a famous shop called Yodobashi Camera, which had existed already when I was a kid, and which started to sell cameras and the equipments with reasonable prices at first, and expanded goods to sell by degrees, and of course they have a EC site in the internet, sending goods faster than Amazon. Moreover they don't charge you transportation. Then I check yodobashi.com at first, comparing to the price on Amazon, deciding which shop to buy from. Nowadays I buy there more than Amazon. I'm sorry but I didn't video the Yodobashi cameras shops in this time, which are located in a lot of places separately. That is characteristic of their shops in Shinjuku, contrary to the other branches are bigger buildings. By the way, subscribe please.